All right, fight fans, welcome to Caveman Corner. Your host, Jeff.
Captain Caveman!
Ben.
God, Ray, I'm getting proud of you, man. That was really good. We're going to get you through this sooner or later somehow. And
Thank you.
Ray must have been practicing opening all the way here in the car, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
I knew it.
All week.
Yeah. Well, today is Ray's birthday, and it's our first podcast of the year, so it's a super special day for everybody, especially Ray, because he's, what are you now, 28, ready to get back in the cage?
I'm 36, but I feel like I'm 21.
36?
But a 21-year-old who ate too much Burger King.
Too much Burger King, huh?
Yeah.
All right, well, today we're going to have on a very special guest. We're going to get a hold of Ashley LéTournéau. We're going to use some magical interweb stuff and go through the internet. And hopefully this connection works. Otherwise, it's going to be a long podcast about us talking about how old you are.
Wow.
All right, it actually worked. The internet works. So now we have with us Ashley LéTournéau. How are you, Ashley?
Good, how are you?
Good. I don't know if any of you guys know what Ashley looks like or not. You should probably look it up. She's one beautiful girl. She's probably the most beautiful girl we had on here except for Mrs. Caveman.
Yes, she is.
Thank you.
I got her on Facebook, and I'm blessed.
Yeah. So, Ray, did you see her come in and fight at TNT? I know you were working the door that day.
Oh, yeah, I seen her.
Yeah.
She real good, you know. Good striking.
Ray, you're married, man.
You know, she got good striking, good grappling, defense, and she did good.
Yeah, awesome. You have a pretty big announcement for most of the people in the world. You want to let them in on it?
I actually just signed a pro contract with TKO, and I'll be doing my first pro fight January 13th, is in a couple weeks, which will be on UFC Fight Pass.
Awesome.
Whoa.
You'll be on TV.
Yeah.
You get a lot of good fans.
Yeah.
So we could, you know, watch her fight. Watch her fight all day.
Yeah, as beautiful as you are, your fighting style is as beautiful as you are.
Oh, yeah.
Your footwork is amazing. What kind of drills do you do to get your footwork looking like that?
I do a lot of stuff on the agility ladder, but I think it's mostly just been years and years of practicing. I've been in this sport for 10 years now, so I think it's just developed with it, for sure.
Do you focus a lot on boxing training, MMA training, footwork drills? How do you develop a skill like that?
I've now started focusing more on my boxing. I grew up kickboxing, so I'm a championship kickboxer, and then I started going into MMA is where I wanted to do it because I was a high school championship wrestler as well.
Oh, wow.
So I kind of just started compiling everything in the last year to do MMA.
I know you were on a national kickboxing team. Can you talk a little bit about the experience being on representing Canada? Ashley's a Canadian, if you can't tell.
Yeah. It was awesome. It was amazing. We got to travel over to Belgrade, Serbia, just to see all the different cultures and see. There was a lot of women that were there competing as well, which is really nice considering in Canada it seems pretty small. But yeah, it was definitely. It opened my eyes up to see like how proud I was to be a Canadian citizen and being able to compete in the sport I love and do what I love to do.
Yeah, a lot of good fighters for Canada, Caveman.
Yeah, all the Canadian fighters always come very well prepared. Their Muay Thai is always good. Their stand-up is always good. Most of the time, their wrestling's not so good, but you're kind of turning that trend around, honestly.
Oh, thank you.
GSP's got pretty good wrestling, too. TriStar's got some good wrestling up there.
And he didn't have no wrestling background. He was a karate guy,
Yeah.
too. That's weird.
What does it feel like to come down to your country's flag, carrying your flag down on your shoulders when you come in to fight? That's an experience I never had.
I love it. I really love it. I love showing that I'm Canadian, for sure.
Does that put a lot of pressure on you to go in there and win, or is it just another fight?
No, at this point in my career, no, it's just another fight. And when I was on Team Canada, and we went over to Serbia, like I got to carry the Canadian flag out for the team. So that was like, I don't know, it's just kind of my thing now. I love doing it, and I'm very proud about it.
That's awesome. Can you tell the fans a little bit about what you weigh in? That's a pretty good outfit you got.
So I do bikini competitions as well. So I have this $400 bikini that I've paid for that I do my shows in, and I weigh in my lovely sparkly red bikini.
That's $400?
It is. It's $400.
Wow, that's more than a PlayStation 4.
It's handmade, custom made.
Holy cow, that's more money than Mickey Gaskin's ever seen in his whole life.
My bikini's actually, it's a cheaper one, right? There's girls who'll drop like $1,500 on a bikini.
Holy cow.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
I didn't realize.
I
Actually,
gotta get into that kind of business right there.
Yeah, Ray's a tailor. He could make you some kind of awesome bikini. I'm sorry, Ray's making a crazy face. She's not here, so she can't see what's going on.
No.
Excuse me 1 second. I'm sorry, I'm a little sick. Ray got me sick.
Oh no.
How was your New Year's?
My New Year's, it was good. It was just kind of a quiet night. I didn't do too much, especially since I have a fight in 13 days. So New Year's will be postponed.
So, talking about you not going out to party because you have a fight coming on, what weight are you fighting this time?
I'm fighting at 115, so I'm gaining 10 pounds to fight. Yeah.
So that's a lot of discipline for you to be fighting up a weight class and not going out to party. That's saying a lot about your personality and how much desire you have to win.
It's huge. I'm definitely going to be the smallest one, I think, in the entire weight class. There's not many girls close to even my size that are in there. The girl I was supposed to fight before, I was supposed to fight Ashley Nichols. She was cutting 20 pounds just to make the 115 mark, and then I'm doing everything I can just to gain that extra 10 pounds so I can fight professionally, because there's not a 105 here in Canada.
We talked about this a lot on Facebook, and you said you don't like to put on the weight. My whole career has been cutting weight the whole time, and it's an awful experience. Well, why is it not so friendly to have to put weight on?
I find I'm a lot more sluggish. I don't move as quick. Like you said, my footwork and my striking abilities, I'm really quick, really fast-handed. I don't really like to gain the weight because I feel sluggish, but I find I naturally walk around at like 107 and 110 pounds. So when I cut those couple, 5 pounds max to my 105 weight class, I'm perfect.
How's it fighting MMA in Canada? I know there's a lot of trouble going on with the Ontario Commission. Can you talk about that a little bit to the fans? Especially the fans in the States?
It sucks, that's for sure. There's a lot more rules. They're a lot more stricter. I'm still having troubles getting licensed in Ontario, so I'm getting licensed in Quebec, and then I got to transfer it back over to Ontario. That's a real pain in the butt, but I think it's a lot of politics and a lot of rules that are put in place for safety that matter. But some of them, they are really, really silly.
We agree with you. We had the same problem in New York. We're finally legal, but it's been a crazy struggle, and we're still having problems with the commission in New York.
Yeah, freaking politicians.
It's ruining a great sport. You want to talk about how it feels to not have a weight class for what you actually weigh? I mean, there's a lot of talk about adding more weight classes to the women's divisions, and there's really not a whole lot of weight classes for the girls. They finally added 145 in UFC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm 100% stoked that they're starting to add more weight classes. It really sucks not being able to fight at my natural weight because, like I said earlier, I'm gaining that 10 pounds where girls are cutting the 10, 20, the 30 pounds sometimes just to make a different weight, right? I know I shared a Chris Cyborg's video. She was trying to cut that weight to get down to 140, and it was insane for her. And that's what a lot of us go through. And it's a lot harder for women to cut weight than men to cut weight as well. So
you want to come in there with some kind of male comment there, Ray?
Nah, she's right about that. I hate cutting weight. It's just frustrating.
Right before we had you on, Ray was just saying how he feels like a 21-year-old that ate too much Burger King. So.
Oh no.
Yeah, you want to gain a little 10 pounds, eat a Whopper.
Ray's got no problem putting weight on. Yeah. Ray, we're going to get you down to 180 instead of 260.
All right.
Do you think fighting at your natural weight gives you a little bit of an advantage, even though you're a smaller girl, against those bigger girls? Frankie Edgar made a whole career out of fighting at his natural weight, pretty much.
I think so. I feel like being smaller, I'd rather go in the cage knowing that I'm gonna be smaller. I'd rather go in there at 105 knowing the other girl's gonna walk in there at 125, 130 and still be smaller than me, or me being smaller than her. But I'm not gonna be sluggish. I'm not gonna gas out, right? I'm gonna have that top-notch cardio, and I'm gonna feel healthier about myself. And I think mentally, that's where I would need to be.
Are you still active in bikini competitions?
I am. Yeah, I'm gonna do. I placed at regionals, which made me go up to provincials. So August 2017, I'll be stepping on stage again. So I'll take about a couple months break from fighting and then go into there. That's as long as I can like maintain my weight lifting and everything in between my fights and stuff. So it'll be easy just to stop fighting for a couple months and jump on stage, and then hopefully I'll be able to have a fight booked right after I get off stage.
Does putting the weight on and taking it off for these competitions and for the fights affect each other? Does your bikini competition affect your weight cutting or weight addition for MMA and vice versa?
Well, yes and no. I do have another contract that I have over in Asia. Hopefully everything will be going good, but I'll be fighting over there at 105. So I'll be literally 2 months. I'll have to gain 10 pounds, and then I'm going to drop 10 pounds to go fight at 105. And then I'll come back to Canada and I'll fight for TKO at 115 again. So I'll gain. So I'm literally this whole year I'm going to be going up, going down, going up, going down. So when I take that break for my bikini competition, I'm still going to be building the muscles, and then I'm just going to cut the water rate. So it's going to be like I just fought, depending on where I fight. So if I fight in Asia just before I do my bikini competition, it's not going to be that hard. But if I fight in Canada, then I'm going to have to just cut that 10 pounds again.
For the bikini competition, what weight do you like to weigh at?
I'd like to be around the 105, because when that'd be around my natural weight, because then I don't have the water weight there. So I'll just cut that little bit, but it won't be. There's no like mandatory weight class that I have to be in. It goes by height.
By height. How tall are you?
I am 5'1.5".
I would like to see you spar with my son. You could definitely help him out.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, speaking of my sons and small children, I've seen that you worked, when I went up to Canada to watch you fight in your last, I don't know if it was your last, it wasn't your last fight, but the last fight that I seen you fight, you went up there in January and you're one of your students boxed in the cage. Can you talk about how you work with the younger generation?
Oh, yeah. So that was Matt and Jake Smith. They're one of our top boys that we have there. And I teach the kids classes. So I teach the striking abilities. I teach a little bit of the wrestling as well. Jay normally teaches the wrestling classes, though. But, yeah, I love working with kids. I've always worked with kids since I was about 14. Whatever dojo I've been in, I've been teaching the kids that they're, yeah.
You said dojo. Do you have a traditional martial arts background as well?
I do. I have a second-degree black belt in Shotokan karate.
Awesome. That's why you're Little Miss Black Belt on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Check it out, everybody.
Yeah. Wow.
Is that what got you into MMA, or is a huge dichotomy that you're doing this bikini modeling and you're trying to look beautiful, and you're going in the cage and you're trying to make these girls look less beautiful? Well, I guess maybe that's not a dichotomy.
Well, I started out in Shotokan karate when I was little, and then it kind of just snowballed. I got my first degree black belt when I was 11, and then I kind of like lost interest for the karate aspect of it, so I started doing the kickboxing, and then I joined I was just doing the fitness kickboxing, and then I joined into doing the full contact kickboxing, and I was the only girl at like 12 years old at that age in this class full of there was MMA fighters at that point, MMA kickboxers, and I started going to Toronto to compete quite a bit, mostly like 2 or 3 times a year I would go. But yeah, then I started to fall back in love with the karate aspect of it, and I ended up getting my second degree black belt while I was still doing all of my my kickboxing and stuff. But then also with my karate aspects of it, in Toronto they have like this one class, it's like weaponry, so you do like katas and stuff like that. So I got to use the sai, which is one of my favorite weapons, and that's one of the ones that I choreographed for my kata. But I did make it to Team Canada for that, but I never ended up competing in it. I wanted to focus on my fighting.
You should post a video of that. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, that sounds great.
My son.
Yeah, so then it was shortly after that I ended up making the switch to MMA.
My son was playing with size the other day, and I was doing some bat work to get my shoulder flexibility up, and I cracked him, and his finger got caught in between the bat and the side.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was awesome. He's so tough. He shrugged it off, but there's a lot of skill to learn in the size. I did karate myself, and I was trying to show him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I respect you a lot for that.
Awesome, yeah. It was definitely my favorite weapon that I dabbled in. I did like bow staff, Kali sticks, commas as well, but I really liked the sai.
Wait a minute, is that the weapon Raphael got for the Ninja Turtles?
Yes.
Sai?
Yeah. Ray's a cool guy for the podcast. He's not much of a traditional martial artist. He just beats people up.
Nah, I did
Okay.
taekwondo before.
Did you?
Yeah, I got like a blue belt with like 2 red stripes.
Wow. How's your jiu-jitsu, Ashley?
I'm technically a white belt. I've always dabbled in it like throughout with my karate school that we did because we ended up becoming more of a North American kickboxing school as well. But we did a bunch of the jiu-jitsu at my original school that I grew up in. But yeah, I just kind of, I've always dabbled in it. I've never really done any belt system. That was one of my New Year's resolutions was to get a white belt and try to get a blue belt before the end of the year.
Yeah, it's gonna take
So
you like
I'm
3
actually
years.
gonna go buy a gi.
3 years to get a blue belt.
Ray, what white belt are you?
I got one. I'm a white belt with 1 black stripe.
How long have you been training?
Oh, like a year.
Yeah. I seen Ashley in the cage. Her jiu-jitsu looks better than yours.
Oh, okay. It does. I mean,
I remember you were fighting Laura Niz, and you went to the wrong side of the triangle and you turned it to a sweep. I was pretty impressed by your jiu-jitsu. I could tell, like if you listen to the broadcast, you'd be like, oh, that commentator was saying you went the wrong way, but you turned it into a great sweep. So you have some really good natural instincts for jiu-jitsu. So continue to go on. There's so many good places to train down by you.
Sorry?
I said there's so many good places to train by you. Make sure you get in and get some jiu-jitsu.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I plan to. Right now at my gym, I have Mark Loft. He's one of my coaches that come in and train, and I do jiu-jitsu under here. Right now I'm just doing the no gi, but I'm planning on grabbing a gi and trying it out.
Awesome. Anytime you want to come down to Western New York MMA. We'll hook you up. We got lots of girls to train with.
Sounds good.
I'll make sure I call off for work. That day.
So, being a woman in the martial arts, do you think you've run into any problems that a man wouldn't have? Have you ever run into the creep guy at the gym trying to check you out and pick you up and stuff like
that
that?
happens all the time. It really does. Or you get like, if you're doing jiu-jitsu with like random strangers, it's not so bad at like the gym I'm at now, but I was at this one gym before, and I would like doing jiu-jitsu with these guys, and they like help you up and like brush your butt like as you're getting up, and you're like, I'm like, I'm gonna knock you out. Like, I know it's jiu-jitsu, but you're doing this on purpose.
Do you ever feel like you've been put down, or have you ever felt like you're in a bad situation because of that?
It's constantly a battle that I have to prove myself as a woman, I find, whatever gym I go to. But like I said, with Diamond, it's been the first time that I've been just accepted 100%, and they didn't care that I wasn't a man, that I didn't have to prove my fighting abilities to them. They're like, yeah, we'll work with you, and it was really good to go. But a lot of gyms that I've trained at in the past, like, it took me a really long time to find Diamond MMA and to find the group of people that I'm with. But yeah, like, you always have to prove yourself, and I find, yeah, that's
Before I ask
basically
you
it.
the next question, you want to give a shout out for Diamond MMA? You want to like put their information out so they have you can get some
Yeah,
kickback
so
or
it's
something?
Diamond Fitness MMA. You'll be able to find them on Facebook, and they're doing the first ever all-female fight league here in Canada. So it's never been done before. We have a bunch of girls coming from the States as well coming up, and a bunch of Canadian girls. They're all fighting, so it'll be awesome.
Caveman will be there.
It's never been an MMA league for girls.
Yeah, I gotta get my hands licensed now.
Caveman will be there. I'll if you guys are interested, keep up on my Facebook. I'll keep you guys posted about that. Did you guys just open a new gym?
We opened about a year and a half ago, maybe almost 2 years now that they were open.
Oh, I thought I saw some grand opening thing on your Facebook the other day.
Oh,
for
we
the
moved
boxing.
locations.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what it was.
Yeah. So where's the new location at?
It's on Palace Road. It's in Napanee, little old Napanee, Ontario. It's right off the 401.
Go check it out, guys. Right off the 401.
Yeah.
Go meet Ashley. She's gonna punch your face in.
Oh yeah, it'd be worth it too.
Yeah, we have a good jiu-jitsu room. We have padded floors, lots of bags. We have a boxing ring. So yeah.
Cool. I got just a couple more questions about you being a female fighter, and then we'll move on to you yourself personally.
For sure.
Do you think you've ever lost out on opportunities because you're a female? And you're actually an attractive-looking female, too. Do you think that some of the male coaches tend to be, by the time they're coaching, they already have a significant other? Do you think that you lose some of their time because you're an attractive female and it's hard for them to work with you?
Past gyms, yes, 100%. But I have had, I totally lost my train of thought where I was going with this.
Damn head trauma.
Yeah, exactly.
That happens to me all the time
Punch in the
too.
face
Don't
for a
worry.
living, guys. Come on.
I'll edit out most of that so you sound smart, but I'm not gonna edit out the part where I say I'm gonna edit it out.
But yeah, so it's basically you don't like having them. Yeah, no, I got nothing. I'm sorry. I don't know where I was going with it.
All right, like so the example I would have is say our boxing coach. He's in a relationship with a great female. They both respect each other.
Mhm.
But he also coaches some of the female boxers, and they wanted to go to nationals, which was, a cross-country trip away. It was hard for, a coach to go with a bunch of girls to, like, room with them and travel with them. That's the kind of stuff I
Yeah.
was talking about. Not, like, any impropriety going on. I wasn't suggesting that.
It definitely, yeah. Being with like my coaches they're all male, so having to travel with them, it from the public's eye and seeing that, and people are like, oh, you share a hotel room with your coach? It's like, well, yeah, like we're family members, really. Like
Yeah.
we're all together that way. But like, I don't know. Like a lot of the time in other places, it's always like, oh, I have to get my own hotel room. Oh, okay, I have to bring another female with me, and things like that.
And people understand, like, when you go, the promotion usually only pays for one room for you and your coaches.
Yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's a
yeah,
lot of
so
extra
and you're
expense then,
rooming,
too.
for sure.
I had a whole podcast about that, so you should listen to it. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I will, absolutely.
All
Look
right.
it up.
All right. You have a lot going on in your life. How many businesses are you running right now?
I run two of my own businesses. So I have a cleaning company, and then I have a marketing company. I went to school at St. Lawrence College for business administration and marketing. So I started my own like freelance marketing company, and then I grew it into an actual company, and then I started my cleaning company as well.
So for your marketing company, what are you marketing right now? Fighters or other stuff, or?
I work with mostly like small businesses. I don't really do like a lot of corporations or anything like that, but I do a lot of content writing for them. I do business plans, little things like that, social media posts. Like I'll manage a social media account if they need me to. With the athletes themselves, I started kind of branching out, helping them to market themselves. I find that, especially with MMA fighters, I think that was my big realization with it. None of them really knew how to properly market themselves, and I think I am where I am today because I've done that. I've created my brand of little MMA bikini girl, right? Like
For sure.
I've gone out and done that, but a lot of people, they don't do that, right? And they kind of just blend together. And especially being an independent sport like MMA, you really gotta prove yourself. You really gotta push that brand out there.
When you're talking about branding, are you talking about trash talking like Conor McGregor, or are you talking about social media tags? What are you talking about? Or is that a trade secret? I don't want you to give away all your money making ability.
I'm talking more like having something that's going to make you unique, like me and my bikini, right? There's not very many girls that are MMA fighters and bikini girls, right? Like that's something that's very unique to me, and I've capitalized on it, and I really marketed it, and I'm always going to wear my bikini to my weigh-ins and make sure that people know when I'm fighting in the bikini world that they can watch it, and then I can cross market and switch it and be like all the MMA fighters, hey guys, I'm stepping on stage this time, right? And just really get people to follow that way.
Is that what? Were you upset when I posted the interview with you? I thought that you were upset that I posted a picture of you in a bikini.
Oh, no, I wasn't upset at all. You were one of the ones that like actually asked permission, but I've had other people just take my bikini picture, and all of a sudden I'm on a fight poster, and I'm like, what the hell? Like no one even asked me for it, and they're just using it for like the sex appeal.
Caveman, the gentleman. Ask permission first.
That's right. What about your cleaning business? How did that get going?
I cleaned my way through college basically, so that's how I was able to pay for going to school. But after that, I ended up becoming a marketing manager at a cleaning company, and then I left that cleaning company, worked a couple of odd jobs, and eventually I was like, you know what, I might as well try making $20 an hour for myself instead of cleaning for other people and doing things like that. So I just dove right in and decided to do it.
So do you employ people, or do you do all the work yourself? How does that work?
Right now, I'm currently just by myself. I'm hoping to hire in the new year, especially with me taking on that fight contract over in Asia, plus with me traveling and training full time. I really need somebody to kind of manage more of my company and definitely be in the field cleaning, for sure.
Who manages you as a fighter?
Jason Kelly does right now.
Jason Callis does?
Yeah.
Is that who you're going to stay with for your career?
Yeah, probably for at least the next 5 years or maybe even 10 years or so, I'll be with them.
That's something you should look into too, because you should manage fighters too. You got a lot going on.
Thanks.
It's never good to manage yourself, but you should manage some other fighters.
Oh, no, yeah. I've heard Jay on the phone sometimes, and I'm like, yep, I'm walking away. You deal with this.
I hear you. So can you talk a little bit about Jay Kelly and yourself, that relationship? I always see you guys together on Facebook.
Yeah, we're really, really close. We actually live together. We're trainer, coach, and athlete. He basically all together. We do everything together, but that's really about it.
Awesome. I meant, you caught me. I thought you were going to talk for a second. I got gummy in my mouth.
Oh.
Come on, Caveman.
I know I'm very unprofessional. I'm definitely editing that part out, so I sound smart, and you don't sound as smart.
Just let me eat on the job here. Just 1 sec.
That's what I do. I meant as far as running the promotions and stuff like that, I wasn't trying to delve into your personal life. I see you guys working together a lot in the Diamond Fit. I see you guys, working together a lot at the gym. I was just wondering what the professional relationship was. Is he just more of a coach, or is he like a friend and a coach and a manager, or
He would
business
be, a
partner,
friend,
or
a coach, and a manager. That's really about it. I do a lot of, we're kind of like not business partners, but like I do a lot of their marketing work for them for Diamond. He's got like 5 businesses. I couldn't even tell you all of what they are, but I do a lot of their marketing work whenever they kind of need help.
Yeah, I was stumbling over my words because I was eating a gummy, but I know that his Diamond Fight League is the same as your Diamond Cleaning League. I was just wondering how that all worked together. That's where I was going with it.
We branded it kind of together. It's kind of just a sister company. I use the Diamond and I pay him out for using the logo, basically.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's pretty good. So, what do you think is the hardest part about fighting?
Definitely the mental aspect. And I find personally, I can't train like 100% until I know that there's going to be a girl stepping in the cage with me. I find I've had so many girls back out. And it's really hard for me to get in that mental mindset in like the first, like I've gone Ashley Nichols, the girl that I'm supposed to fight here on TKO in next couple weeks. She's the 3rd girl that they have for me. The first girl, she backed out, and then the second girl backed out, and then finally they found Ashley Nichols, and I was like, okay, like I knew that I was gonna finally have a fight, and I was able to like train 100% for it. Like I was still staying in shape, but it wasn't mentally being able to wrap my head around it.
Do you think you're going to need to move to a different country? In Japan, they have the lighter weights, and Thailand, and the more eastern countries.
It's an opportunity, and especially I'm hoping that my Asia contract and everything goes through well, and they end up liking me and picking me up. Right now it's kind of just like a one and done fight contract, but we'll see. I'm hoping to. I don't have to like cut weight all the time, but I'm very happy and excited to be fighting in TKO, especially being Canadian again. It goes back to being so proud to be Canadian.
Can you talk a little bit about wrestling? I guess this is the last aspect about MMA we're going to get into.
Wait. How about the UFC?
Well, she's going to be in the UFC.
No, I'm talking about the Ronda fight.
Oh, the Ronda fight? What do you think about the Ronda fight?
I don't really know what to say about it. I was quite shocked that she only lasted like 48 seconds or something like that. But I was deeply down. I was kind of hoping she was going to pull it out just because she's developed women's MMA, right? If it wasn't for her, then none of us really would be where we are today. But yeah, I think Amanda was very polite about it. Amanda's striking's phenomenal. I just think that Ronda should have stuck with her game plan, got in there, not tried to strike it out with her and take her down an armbar for sure.
Ray, you got something? He was giving me the finger wave a second ago. It takes him a while to put the thoughts into words. You got something, Ray, or should I go?
Nah, you should go. Nah, but I just, Ronda, everybody been dogging her on the internet, and I was too, and I just now feel bad for her.
Aww.
Do you think that she needs to get a new coaching staff, get away for Tefferdine?
I think every once in a while you need to change it up. You need to bring in someone new, in order to be able to improve, and so you don't plateau, right? You don't just like kind of stop learning, stop being able to grow.
Her striking didn't look any better at all. Although she did get in, she got into 2 clinches right off the bat, and she could not hang on to Nunes. I don't know if that was a game plan and she got distracted or not distracted, but hurt after she got cracked a couple times.
Now,
But
K-May, do you think she had ring rust?
what do you think, Ashley? Do you believe in ring rust?
Oh, ring rust?
Yeah.
Well, considering like her last fight that she came off of was a loss, yeah, it mentally is really hard, right? And I think that the way that she got knocked out last time by Holly Holmes is that it was going to really play into it. I know when I was fighting, like I got knocked out by Jolene, and then I turned around and went in to fight Niz, and like the whole time I was like, oh man, like what if it happens again, right? Like that's one of those things that brought with me into the cage when I fought Niz.
I watched that fight, but I did not think it was a knockout. Were you really
I
knocked from your
wasn't
senses?
knocked. No, I wasn't knocked out. It was like a flash knockout, I guess. And I hit the mat, and I remember once I hit the mat, I was peeking through my gloves, looking at her, thinking she was going to charge me, and yet she walked away. And then when I started to stand up, the ref pulled me down, and I thought, oh man, I must be really hurt. Like I thought more about it. Then I stood up, and I was like, oh, I feel fine, not realizing. And
Yeah.
after I watched it a couple times, I was like, no.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a knockout either. I've watched all your fights because you keep beating up our girls, so. You beat up Laura Niz and you beat up Mans Rogers, like two teammates, and but we still like you. You're all right.
Okay.
Yeah, you cool. You cool.
What do you think was the toughest fight you've had so far? Kickboxing, MMA?
Probably it would be MMA with Jolene Dennis the second time around when I fought her. That would have been the toughest one. She caught me in this like weird guillotine like right off the bat, and I couldn't get out of it for like 2 minutes of the first round. And then once I got out of it, I was okay, and I was like, all right, I'm not clinching with you anymore. And I just started striking.
I like how you posted that fight on Facebook, so I got to see that one too. That was pretty good.
It's on the first little bit of it, like so the whole. I think it's like the first 2 minutes of the first round where she has me in the headlock for the longest time, and then I get out and I start striking. It's on my Facebook page. You can look it up.
That's Ashley LéTournéau.
Yeah.
You're not related to the LéTournéau in UFC, are you? I know the answer to this.
Valerie? No,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Everyone asks me that, and I tell them no every time. I want you to tell them.
No, I'm not related to Valerie.
You should say that, and then maybe you could fight her, even though she's a little bit bigger.
We're both technically in the 115-pound weight class, but I know she wants to go up to like 125. It like really kills her to like get down to 115.
Yeah, she's a lot
So,
bigger
yeah.
115 than you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, I'm the littlest, absolutely.
Do you think it's harder for people to respect you because you look like a little kid?
Funny story about that. So I went snowboarding last year, and I got in on like this kid's pass. And like and then we were at the bar like afterwards, and they wouldn't give me any beer because I had like this kid's pass, and like I have tattoos like all over me. I'm like, you telling me I'm not gonna be able to get any beer? But yeah, so I do get passed off as a kid like quite a bit, and it sucks a lot. A lot of my kids that I teach, even like there's one picture on my page, you'll be able to see it. All my students, they're all bigger than me. They're all like in high school, and they're just towering over top of me. Yeah.
That's awesome when you teach a kids class and the kids are bigger than you.
Oh yeah, I constantly have to tell them like, hey guys, like sit down, you're taller than me. I'm like, I can't show you.
Where did you learn your wrestling from?
I went to Ernestown Secondary School here in Odessa, Canada, and I just kind of grew with that. And then eventually, once I started winning and with wrestling there, I ended up joining the Kingston wrestling team, and I've kind of flourished from there. And that's all the wrestling I really have.
Was there people for you to wrestle at 105, or you had to wrestle boys,
Yeah.
right?
No, it's co-ed.
Oh, it was co-ed wrestling? So
Yeah, so we actually, the year that I was there, we had a large female team. Our school actually won, and being like, again, it's a small little farm town, we probably didn't have much more than 500 kids at our school.
So you're from a
Oh, yeah,
farm town?
Sorry?
You're from a farm town?
Yes.
You're like Supergirl.
Yeah, that's where all the best wrestlers from the country, right?
Yeah.
I
You gotta get a
don't know.
Supergirl bikini now.
Probably costs $2,000.
Probably.
15,000. It's hers. It's gotta be good. All right, you got anything else coming up, Ashley?
That's about it, really. I just have my TKO fights, hopefully that Asia fight on March 2nd, and then I'm stepping on stage in August.
Awesome. Are you gonna be up at Jay Kelly's Diamond All Ladies event?
Yes, I will. So it's in Kingston, Ontario, and I will be definitely attending. I won't be fighting, unfortunately, because I'm pro, but I'll definitely be attending. I'll probably be helping out some of the girls there or working at the glove table or something, but I'm excited to see it.
Awesome. Hopefully I run into you when I'm up there.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. I'll come say hi.
All right.
I gotta go with you over there, Caveman.
You can come over there with me. You can ride. Me and Miss Caveman. Miss Caveman likes Ashley a lot too. She likes all the
Yeah.
hardworking
she's
people.
awesome.
Yeah. I still want to see you sprout a force. I think it'd be a good matchup. Don't beat him up too bad. He's still a young boy.
Okay.
Poor Forrest.
I know, poor Forrest. We talk about him all the time and make fun of poor kid.
Aw.
Thank you for your time, Ashley. Got anything else you want to say? Any plugs you want to get out? Especially plug your business. Put your numbers
yeah.
out, get it all out there.
Yeah, if you guys want to follow me, you can look me up on Instagram. It's Little Miss Black Belt, and little is Lil. So yeah.
Awesome. You want to put out your number for your cleaning business so people can call? You don't clean in the bikini, do you?
Sorry?
You don't clean in the bikini, do you?
I do not clean in the bikini.
All right.
No.
I think if you hired some girls to clean in the bikini, you could have
Wait
Little
a
Miss
minute.
Bikini.
It would be like a Hooters.
It would be for
a
cleaning
Hooters,
business.
yeah.
It's been done. There's the one in Toronto, Ontario. It happens already.
Yeah, but you could be run by Little Miss Black Belt. Well, you don't got time to do that. You gotta go beat up girls.
I gotta buy all the girls like these $400 bikinis, though.
No, don't worry. The guys aren't gonna be looking at that
You could
stuff.
go to the dollar store and get one.
Yeah, dollar store's good.
Dollar store. Yeah, there you go.
We're the dollar store of the podcast, so you're already starting there.
But yeah, so basically I do a lot of my business through Facebook. So if you guys want to look me up on Facebook, it's Diamond Cleaning, and then my athlete page is Ashley LéTournéau, and then it's the athlete one. It's the picture of me in the bikini. And yeah, and then my Instagram is Little Miss Black Belt.
And if anyone wants to take their kids to train with you, how would they get in
That would
contact with
be
you? Same way?
Diamond Fitness MMA in Napanee, Ontario.
All right. Make sure you check her out, guys. She's a killer.
Oh, yeah.
Her footwork is amazing. Her hands are good. Wrestling's outstanding.
Oh, yeah. She's a good.
Ray, that was the worst exit ever.
She's better than Mickey.
All right, Ashley, thank you for your time.
Awesome. Thank you.
All
It was
right.
nice talking to you guys.
All right, Ray, that was a great interview at Miss LéTournéau.
Yeah, she was. She's a good fighter, and she's tough. She's a good striker, good grappler, good wrestler.
She's good looking.
Yeah, that too. She's good looking.
Yeah.
She got the whole total package.
Ray, this whole time, Ray's had her picture up on the computer.
Wait. You're trying to get me in trouble, Caveman. I can't sleep in the couch tonight.
It's your birthday. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It won't be posted today. You'll be all right.
All right.
Tomorrow you have to sleep on the couch.
Okay.
The picture's really not up. It's just a blank window screen. All right, Ray, do you think you can take us out without messing it up this time?
Yeah. All right, fight fans. This is your host, Jeff.
Captain Caveman.
I like that music.
It's Mexican. Of course you do.